Welcome to the Momentum Podcast, where we dive into the big, messy, and sometimes overwhelming challenges that women in business face. Whether you're building a career, scaling your business, or chasing bold goals, we are here to have the honest conversations that matter. I'm Lena, your money manifestation coach, and today we're taking on one of the toughest truths: the link between your health and your wealth.
And I'm Molly, your health and mindset coach. Here's the bottom line, friends. If your health is out of alignment, your wealth building goals will feel harder to reach or even impossible to sustain. So today we're going to unpack why your health is the foundation of your success. And we're also going to help you dispel the myth that the hustle culture is the only way forward. If you're ready to align your energy, redefine success, and prioritize what really matters, stick with us. This is going to be good.
I love it. So let's do start by busting one of the biggest myths out there, that building wealth actually requires going balls to the wall, grinding nonstop, and sacrificing your health.
Yeah.
Here is the truth, you guys. Hustle culture doesn't lead to sustainable success. It will take you to the burnout, though. So just think about it. Illness is a low frequency vibration. You're like, what does she mean by that? Well, we are energetic beings, and energy vibrates. There is a higher frequency vibration and low frequency vibration. Illnesses are a low frequency vibration. This is not woo woo, this is a scientifically proven fact. So if your body is out of alignment, whether you're constantly fatigued, stressed, or you're running on caffeine fumes, it's literally like you're trying to build a skyscraper on a shaky foundation. It ain't going to work. It is going to give you a crack in the foundation. Your health isn't a distraction. It's really not an afterthought. It is the fuel for your goals.
That's right. Health is the foundation by which you can operate in order to achieve your goals, right? So if you're chasing big goals in 2025, having misaligned health is going to slow you down. That was my experience, although that wasn't what I thought before I leaned into my health. Back a couple of 5, 6 years ago in 2019, I decided that I'd had enough and decided to lean into my health. At the time, I was obese, had high blood pressure, lots of medications because my habits were craptastic. And so I was on medications as a result. And when I started to lean in with a lot of fear, lean in to my health, what I actually uncovered and discovered through this process was that I actually showed up better. I was actually more productive at work. I was happier with my family and my friends, and I had more fulfillment in my life, and my eyes began to be opened to what's possible. Right, you don't realize how heavy the weight is of unhealth until you're on the other side and realize, like, why have I been operating like this for so long?
You know what? I'm just sitting thinking that in our society, we tend to wear hustle as a badge of honor. And as
Oh,
you,
yes, we do. Yes, we
right?
do.
So as
Yes.
you were describing your experience, I couldn't help but think back to that episode of Friends. Like, I'm a crazy fan of the show Friends.
Come on, girl. Woo.
Okay? So, do you remember that episode where Phoebe's at the hospital because she had like a heart attack or a
Yep.
suspected heart attack and she's like chain smoke? Do you remember what I'm talking
I
about?
do. I do. It's a fabulous episode. See, and I knew we would always be fast friends. And the fact that you're a friends lover and I'm a friends lover is just like cements us, girl. Like, come on. That is actually a phenomenal example of the hustle culture. Lisa Kudrow has a heart attack. You know, it's one of those ones where they look back and like what could have been, I think is the name of the episode, what could have been, where she's like a high power finance person, stockbroker, something like that, and has a heart attack and she's in the hospital and she's like chain smoking. She tries to get out of the hospital, right? And to go back to a job that she's been fired from. It's a phenomenal example of the hustle culture. Matter of fact, one of my favorite examples and definitions of the hustle culture, which is so good. It says hustle culture is the glorification of relentless work.
Oof.
Man, isn't that the truth? Right. And this is something that I've struggled with. I'm going to be very honest and vulnerable here. This is something that I've struggled with. I talked to my therapist about it. I talked to Lena about it. Lena is not only my podcast co-host and a friend, but she's also my coach. And we talk about what are the energetics behind this kind of hustle culture. And both of you, both my therapist and Lena both told me like that comes from scarcity and fear. So, Lena, unpack that a little bit and help us understand why that hustle culture has its roots in scarcity.
Totally. So before we continue hating on hustle, I just want to explain that initially it was wired into us as a survival mechanism. So let's think of squirrels. When they're running around collecting nuts and berries and they're putting it away for the winter, what's driving them is a survival mechanism, right? Because they believe that there is going to be an end. There's going to be a run out, a potential run out of supply of those nuts and berries and warm weather. And if they don't pack enough, they're going to starve to death. Okay. Now stay with me. We start those squirrels young, usually around pre-K. What happens when you have like a 3 or 4 year old who just learned how to keep the balance and like walk around? You start enrolling them in sports. You start them in soccer and volleyball and dance and maybe some Kumon on weekends. It's like your child isn't in 5, 6 different things and your calendar isn't color coded back to back. Are you even trying?
Yeah.
And then by high school, we fully expect those kids to be presidents of a couple clubs, be on a traveling team, and with that, thank you very much, have their perfect school attendance, preferably take all AP classes and babysit for the neighbor. Because why?
Yes, so
Oh,
much.
when you start putting together that admission resume for college or start putting together that essay, if Molly has 7 tchotchkes and Lena only has 3, Molly trumps Lena.
Yeah.
And then we just normalize this insane collection and movement of widgets.
Mm.
We literally start assigning value to volume. So naturally, when you're in this constant fight or flight, when you're constantly running, what is driving that? Your fear that if you're not constantly juggling 17 balls up in the air and you don't have 17 irons in the fire and whatever other cliche you want to throw out there, you're not trying, you're not doing enough.
You're missing out. You're leaving something on the table.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because why? Oh, there is a limited supply of clients. So if I didn't make 50 outreaches to my leads, if I didn't talk to 17 of my clients, oh gosh, somebody else will, and they will take them away from me.
Yeah.
So when we're operating in this hustle culture mentality, we tend to deprioritize our health, right?
Yeah.
And then what is that going to do? It is going to hold you back because when you get sick, you're dropping your vibrational frequency. And by the law of attraction, like attracts like. So if you're vibrating on a low frequency, you're going to attract more crap. And for those of you who are like, just give me the bottom line here. How does health lead to wealth? You can't work your business when you're dead.
That's true.
Sorry, that's why I'm a
That's
coach
true.
and I could never be a therapist, right? Because I just don't filter. So, with that, I'm actually going to ask Molly a couple of questions because she's a lot more eloquent and she's not going to hurt your feelings as much as I do. And also, I want to celebrate her because she just became the best-selling author for the second time, and her newest release, What the Funk, just hit #1 in tell me which categories?
Yeah, so it's number one new release in biographies and memoirs today.
So do me a favor,
Yeah.
go Amazon it right now. Yes, it's a verb. And also, the reason I bring it up is, Molly, you do a really amazing job throughout the entire book of truly creating a structure
Yeah.
that one can follow in their mind to help them get out of the funk and acknowledge that, Houston, we have a problem. This is a runaway train, and take one next step
Yeah.
to get yourself better. So, could you share a
Yeah.
little bit of those nuggets?
Yeah. Yeah, it's the approach that I took in my life as I was pivoting out of the funk and as I pivot out of the funk, because spoiler alert, you can be in the funk, get out of it, and then land yourself right back in it. And so essentially the way I have it laid out is, how do you know, how do you know if you're in a funk? If you identify with that hustle culture, like we've been talking about in this episode, then you're probably in a funk, right? So the first thing to do is, okay, how do I know if I'm in a funk? If this resonates with you, that's you. The second step is, okay, how do I pursue alignment? Because what we're looking for is alignment in our health so that we can go out and build our wealth and we can do the work that we are meant to be doing, right? So the next step there is, let's build some awareness. Where are you out of alignment? Right? So let's talk about your health. Where are you? Where are you with your health? Do you feel like you have good habits around how you fuel and hydrate your body? Do you have emotional eating habits? Lena, for those who are just listening, Lena's holding up her coffee and her green juice, which is amazing. So, do you have good habits with your health and your hydration and those types of things? If not, then that is someplace where you need to take your next best step. If you do you create space for intentional time to just unplug and be? Lena's told me we're not human doings, we're human beings. And she's absolutely right in the ability to just step back, unplug, and just have some space to be without having to check your notifications, return a text, send an email, fold the laundry. Like that is critical to, again, building that kind of health and wellness foundation so that you can operate at a level that's going to help you achieve your goals, right? The other thing is, do we need to assess where you are spending your white space time? This is the time that's not allocated to work or family. This is that free time. Now, I don't know about you guys. I tend to, scroll too much or binge watch a little bit too much. And those are the things for me that I need to keep in check. So, do we need to assess where you're spending that white space time and reallocate that so that you have space to focus on your health and your wellness, or create space to just be? These are all easy strategies, maybe not easy, but simple strategies that you can put in place to help create a stronger foundation in your health and wellness so that you can go and do the things that are going to help you achieve your wealth building goals in 2025. Right. There's a saying in the coaching world, and I love this one. It's annoyingly true, and that is, the obstacle is the way. So if you're listening to this episode and you're like, yeah, I'm an emotional eater, or yeah, I don't have time to focus on my health and well-being, that's actually where you need to lean in. If that's overwhelming to you to figure out how to unwind that, uh, reach out to me. I would love to have a conversation with you about it, with your health or your mindset, your white space time. I'm going to put a link in the show notes. You can hit me up through that link, and let's have a conversation about it, because the thing that you most dread leaning into is the thing that you actually need to lean into. And you don't need to do it alone. Matter of fact, you shouldn't do it alone. Right. So those are just some things there. And then let's just figure out how to take your next best step, right? Building momentum in the direction of your goals for 2025 doesn't happen by hitting the gas 0 to 75. It happens by taking those incremental steps consistently over time. Um, Consistently over time, I'm going to say that again, that actually is going to build that snowball of momentum in your life. So take the next best step. Don't worry about step 10. You're on step 2. You're building awareness. Once you've built that awareness, then take the next best step. The step after that and the step after that will be revealed. It'll become obvious to you. Just take that next best step.
Love it so much. And that is something that I picked up from you, Molly, when you talk about one next best step,
Yeah.
because that is truly how GPS works, right? If you think about it, you get in a car and you're going to a new destination, or you could be me, you're going to the same destination, but you don't want to be stuck in traffic because those of you who are in Pennsylvania
Amen, sister.
Valley, that 22, we got to do something about it. So you don't
Yes.
want to get stuck. You put in the address, the destination into your GPS, boop, 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 and then you hit go. And what does it do? It literally gives you one leg of the trip at the time, right?
That's right.
It
Yep.
says, go half a mile and turn right at the traffic light. You don't sit there freaking out that you don't know what to do after that traffic light because guess what, Toots? When you get to that traffic light and turn right, then it's going to give you the next leg of the trip. So in our daily life, we actually function one leg of the trip at the time. But when we look at some big goals, we feel like we have to go from 0 to 75, like Molly said, or those of you in Virginia, 0 to 25, because we know your speed limits. But the reality is, allow yourself grace and runway to gradually build the momentum, but keep the tailwinds on. How do you keep your tailwinds on? You Amazon Molly's book. Okay.
Thanks,
Well,
Lena, for the plug.
it's called What the Funk. So use the good word, not the adult version. It's What the Funk, although you can abbreviate, WTF. It's a phenomenal book, you guys. It is a phenomenal book. You definitely want to reach out to Molly to chat about her journey because she's so fantastically eloquent in relating her successes to how you can fit it into your life. You'll be like, oh my God, she's in my head. Like she knows what I'm feeling right now. And for those of you who are like, what did she say about vibrational frequency? What is that woo-woo language she's throwing out there? What I realized is that many times one next step isn't actually investing in a big whoop 4 months course. It's just being in the environment, in the energy with people who are curious about similar things that you are. So I actually have brand new for 2025 membership, which is a monthly membership, where you can hop in and hop out if you want to on any given month to spend time with people who are just like you, either starting a business or running a business, looking to expand, and
Yeah.
really would love to understand how to manifest practically, how to work with the energies, how to apply universal laws 1 hour a week. That's all. The commitment is 1 hour a week. And if you can't do it, then you get a replay. So, with that said, Molly,
Yeah.
in summary, how would you bottom line this whole health to wealth connection?
You cannot ignore your health if you have big goals to generate wealth or just take your business to the next level, whatever it is. Ignoring your health is a non-starter. You will show up better in your business. You'll show up better for your clients. You'll show up better in your family if you can take intentional steps to improve your health. It is the foundation through which we can go and do the soul aligned things that we're meant to do while we're here. It's not so that's my encouragement to everybody.
I love it. So, everybody who got to listen to this episode today, we are so curious. What was your favorite nugget? We do this for you. We would
Yeah.
love for you to hop on and share in comments what stuck, what struck, what triggered, and then tune in next time for our next amazing episode.
See you next time.